Welcome to Minneapolis, Minnesota, home of the former undefeated Minnesota Vikings. That was up until today. Detroit Lions go on the road up against those Vikings, and they're taking home a very big divisional win to the Motor City. 31-29 is the final as we get into our Detroit Lions Live post-game show presented by Curado Insurance. Alongside Lomas Brown, I'm Dannie Rogers. First quarter was a doozy in this one. There were more penalties than there were first downs, and we kind of thought that might be how this ball game goes. Detroit turned it around really quickly between the first and second quarters. What happened, Lomas?
You know, Danny, 42 yards in the total first quarter, 8 penalties that we had. 2 weren't accepted, but 8 penalties in that period. So that's what kind of hurt not only our team, but it kind of hurt Minnesota too, even though they had the lead. So I think once we start making those mistakes, stop shooting ourselves in the foot, and started executing. And the way we executed was to run the ball, Danny. Run the ball, give it to David Montgomery, let those big guys up front eat. And that, I think that kind of settled us down, and the guys started playing the way we were used to the Detroit Lions playing.
Give the ball to either Sonic or Knuckles. Knuckles is Jahmyr Gibbs. He accounted for 75 rushing yards alone in that second quarter. So you're right about that run game. That's what really started to pick things up. Here we take a look at the final score. Rushing yards almost dead even between both of these teams, along with the passing yards. Turnovers also dead even. And time of possession. Lomas, what sticks out to you in these stats that shows that Detroit was able to pull this one out?
Wow, Danny, that's a great. Only thing that sticks out to me is the final score.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, that was an evenly – and we thought, Danny, it was going to be a tough game, evenly fought game, and whoever made the most mistakes, whoever had the most penalties, different things like that to lose yardage, we thought that would be a big disadvantage to them. Like you say, we matched up very well with them. They matched up very well with us. We were able to sustain the ball just a little bit more, come out on top. So I think that's the biggest difference, our will to want to run the ball, keep the clock moving, and execute when we had the opportunity to execute our plays.
Quarterback Jared Goff put on a masterclass yet again. Another perfect first half of passing from Goff. He is now just the 4th player ever in NFL history to post 140-plus QB rating in 3 consecutive games. He had 11.2 yards per passing attempt. Good enough for 2 TDs. Completed 88% of his throws, Lomas.
You know what, Danny? I think every team wished they could have got a throw in like Jared Goff. Basically, when he came here, it was almost he was an afterthought with Matthew Stafford going out to L.A. But this man has been a godsend since he's been to Detroit. I mean, he's been very good. Like I say, I love his composure, and I know the rest of the team feeds off of that. He's Mr. Perfect. I mean, the guy's been almost perfect, Jared.
No, for sure. 3 of the last 4 first halves, he has thrown perfect games, which is pretty incredible. Yes. Jared Goff, once again, leading this team, staying really poised at the line of scrimmage and dictating the pace of all this. But let's hear from QB1 himself, who's standing by the podium.
Yeah, they're having fun. We're all having fun. Yeah. Did I do it again? Yeah. Yeah, see, the word perfect's hard. Like, it's perfect completion percentage, but, like, there's still decisions that, like, you can change. I felt like I thought I had a chance at it again. Like, I felt like halfway through the third I couldn't think of one, and then, of course, right after that, ball gets batted down. But beside the point, we're getting guys open. We're protecting well and hitting them in stride, and it's just, you know, one play after another, trying to focus on each play, one play at a time. Yeah.
What was said in the huddle there, right, to begin that drive and the confidence level that you guys had to go down there and put Jack in
Yeah, to be honest, not much. We kind of ended up getting the ball right back where we would have been twice, really. We had the fumble, and then the defense gets the ball back in the punt. We kind of had 3 chances from the 30. And so, yeah, it hadn't taken much time off the clock by then. It was kind of the same situation, and not much was said. We knew the whole week was about composure. Dan kept preaching that for us, and I thought the guys did a great job today keeping it. Yeah. Yeah, early in that game, they came after us. They really did, and they did a good job. That's what they do. We knew that coming into games. They start off hot. They come out with their hair on fire, and kind of punched us in the teeth a little bit there early, and we had to respond, and that's what we do. It's what we're built for, is responding, and once we were able to put a few drives together and score a few touchdowns, felt like we had them in a good place.
Just one other thing on the passing numbers, especially early in games, you put 3 lights out. Is there something about your mindset early, play calling, anything that's really getting you guys out?
There's really not. I wish there was a better answer for you. There's really not. These guys were giving us a lot of check down opportunities. They really were. The amount of depth they get, and they try to steal these in cuts, their safeties with their linebackers. We got 2 running backs that you get them the ball in space. You find someone better than those 2 guys. So I'm very cognizant of that when these guys get depth, to just keep feeding those guys underneath until they give me the chance to throw it over their head. And just being disciplined. That's really what it is, discipline.
You've had several games like this. You're perfect. But with Minnesota, with their blitzing and everything else, how unique was this? How much more difficult was it to be this accurate?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I'd like to think I'm pretty dang accurate outside of wherever I'm playing, but these guys are a good defense, man. They really are. I got a lot of respect for them and what they do on defense, and I thought we had a great plan and executed it pretty well. Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. Good to see him do that. We had all the faith in the world in him, obviously, and we got so dang close down there. He's pretty automatic. So it's good to see a guy, a new guy like that, be able to make his mark in a road division game. It's loud, it's hectic, and he put it right down the middle and had some fun with it. Who? Yeah, he was. He really was. And I know, it's been David, and then it was just a matter of time for him to have his moment. And today it was that, and he was locked in. He really was. You could see it in his eyes. And that one run he had was pretty special, where he made the safety miss, and that's what he can do. We're fortunate to have 2 guys like that, and today was his day, and he certainly carried us in a lot of ways. No doubt. Yep. Yeah, Khalif had that drive. I mean, we hit him 3 times, I think, on that drive, and he's just steady Eddie. He really is, and Tim's fit in like a glove with us. He really has, and given us that size that we hadn't had before, and it's been a lot of fun working with those guys. Obviously, Tim's new, but Khalif, we know what he's been for a long time.
Just think about Bob's question earlier, the pressure scheme.
Yeah.
Your offensive line did, especially after those first 2 series.
Yeah.
Maybe we speak on that, and then I don't know if you get much of a chance to watch what the is doing in real time. Some of the blocks.
I don't. I don't. I see it on the film after. The dude's special and all-pro tackle for a reason. But, yeah, those guys really settled in. And it was really our whole offense, but you got to give them a lot of credit with what they're doing up front. Frank identifying it, our running backs protecting all day, giving me enough time to get the ball out. It's really a full team effort. And those 5 guys up front, I think Coyote stepping in, on late notice in the week with Kev and playing well, it's tough. And having all 5 of those guys play the way they did, it certainly gives us a good chance to win every week.
You said Dan last 2 composure this week.
Yep.
Is that part of you guys recognize if there can be a big showdown early in the season, what this was against a rival first place?
Yeah.
Is that part of it?
I think we just know who they. Well, we don't know. We think we know who they are from what they've shown on film, and they're a hectic defense. They're a hectic operation, and I say composure mostly towards the offense. There's a lot of stuff going on. They do a lot of things. They blitz. They want to pressure you. They want to apply the pressure, and for us it was, we go down 10-0, and we're kind of getting kicked in the mouth a little bit. Stay calm, stay relaxed. We have the fumble they score on. All right, stay calm, stay relaxed, one play at a time, and it really came in handy for us late in the game.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Saint, great game. Is that the best catch you've ever made?
Actually, there was one better.
When? The Chicago game?
Minnesota?
No, getting Cure Auto Insurance.
Are you for real?
Seriously, when I got here in Michigan, car insurance was the worst. But saving up to 40% by switching to Cure was my best catch.
Cure Auto Insurance. Drive well.
Detroit Lions Live is brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. Log on to Cure.com to see how you can save. The Sonic to David Montgomery's Knuckles is Jahmyr Gibbs. 160 scrimmage yards on the day for Gibbs. 2 rushing touchdowns. He was involved in both the pass in the run game today, and Gibbs continues to be so reliable, especially when David Montgomery went down with a leg injury.
Yes.
He limped off the field. We didn't know if he'd come back in. Montgomery did end up coming back in, but Gibbs put this team on his shoulder, especially in the second quarter. 75 rushing yards alone from Gibbs.
Yeah.
Why was he so lethal today?
Yeah, man, Danny, first of all, the big guys up front, but Danny, I don't know if Cameron Bynum is his ankles, they might still be on the field. That one move he made on him out in open space was magnificent. I mean, again, get him out in space, and that's what our offensive line does so well. They get our running backs to the second level, which is the linebackers and the safety. Anytime you could get a running back up there, then the rest is on him and those receivers blocking downfield. I was so proud of the receivers, too. They did a great job of blocking all game long at the point of attack. Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra, J-Mo, those guys really dug in there, and they really made sure that the run game was going to get those extra yards that it needed to get because of their blocking.
Gibbs came up with a big, impressive block on that Khalif Raymond
He sure
touchdown.
did. He sure did.
He delivered
great.
on all facets. That's why Gibbs is our player of the game. And we keep talking about this Brian Flores attacking, blitzing defense. How was Gibbs able to figure it out down the stretch?
Yeah, so again, Danny, what they were trying to do, they was trying to light us up in the A-gaps. The A-gaps are right next to your center. So, again, what Ben Johnson decided to do was try to attack on the perimeter or with quick-hitting plays, meaning let those guys get upfield, block those guys out the way, and let your running back just hit a quick hitter. And that's what Jahmyr started doing in the second half. I'll tell you what, that one move, man, on Cameron Bynum, I'm watching it now. It was just so awesome, the move that he put on him. But kudos to him. And the other thing, Danny, he was running hard. It took 2-3 guys to bring Jahmyr down today. So the power, the speed, the elusiveness out of did you see that?
I did.
All
I didn't miss it.
The elusiveness that he had, it was on point today.
Wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown looked most like himself, maybe that he has all season long here today. 112 receiving yards on 8 catches, 1 TD, his longest catch of the day for 35 yards, targeted 8 times. So he was perfect in the receiving game. He is Goff's safety blanket. Why?
He is, because he's going to always be there, Danny. When you have something you call the safety blanket, that means it's going to bring you comfort. That means you know where that blanket is going to be at, and you know when you put that blanket on, it's going to just keep you oh so warm and safe on the inside. And that's what Jared Goff feels when he gets the ball to Amon-Ra. He knows where he's going to be at. He knows he could count on him catching the ball, and he knows he could do something with the ball after he catches. That's my security blanket. Yes.
A very steady, reliable receiver also for Jared Goff that we don't hear a ton about is Khalif Raymond, but we heard his name in the third quarter. He would end up scoring the final touchdown for the Detroit Lions today to give them 28 points on the board. He finishes with 39 receiving yards on 3 receptions. And we talked about that Gibbs block on the Khalif touchdown. How critical was that play now looking back?
Oh, big time. Big time, Dan. I don't think without that play we win this game today. So it was just a great play again. You could see these guys fight for each other. These guys do everything to make sure the other guy's successful. And the thing I love about Khalif too, not only will he give it to you on offense, but special teams. He's a guy that we could count on to field the ball, no fumbles, get us yardage on the special team side. So he is kind of like that utility. Wherever you need to put him at, you can put him there, and he's going to come up for you.
At one point, Detroit scored 4 consecutive touchdowns. And we keep going back to it. One of the top defensive units in the league right now. But let's hear from head coach Dan Campbell and his thoughts on his team's first divisional win of the season.
That was a good win. That was a good win. You know, I told the team to say that I was proud of them is a massive understatement. You know, we knew that team was they were playing good football, and they have been now for 5 weeks, coming off a bye, and we knew they were going to be ready, and it was going to come down to the wire. The team knew this. We talked about patience, man. Patience, keep your composure, communication, and then attitude. And our guys did that. We hung in there, and we didn't bat an eye. Things, you know, appear to to go start going a little south there at the end. Got the ball back. We stopped a 2-point conversion, which was huge, and defensively, and then Goff and that O-line takes us right down the field with Gibbs and St. Brown and, man, Bates. How about that? What a kick. What a kick, man. So just a great team win, complimentary football across the board, offense, defense, special teams when we need it most, and really proud of these guys. That's a huge win on the road, tough environment, first one, and you don't want to say must win, but we needed that in a bad way. Well, I think I said it, right? I mean, I think that's when you send him out. You felt good about it, and when you, we've had 5 games with him, NFL games, and then, when you see him every day in practice and you give him the crowd noise and you move the spot and I'm yelling at him and you just applying pressure, and to watch him, he just continues to make these kicks. You feel pretty good when he gets thrust into it. And it's not the same, but yet it is. We just felt like his confidence has grown, and he would just go out there and it's just the next kick. And he did that. So really proud of him, man. Really proud of him.
A little bit down on performance. He reached 150 after in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
140, 22, 25 today. Just every week it seems like he's just making all the right decisions in the right place to put you guys in this situation.
He's a stud. I mean, he is. And I just got asked a question about, just him and, what did you see? This goes back to what did you see when, in 21 when Brad and I acquired him. And, and then what makes him, and it's the guy's got arm talent, there's no question, but it's what he's got here and what he's got here. And that's what makes him a dangerous player. And it's what makes him really one of these guys that you can build around, because he's a winner, man. He will find a way to win. He'll find a way to put the offense in position to win the game. He doesn't get frazzled. He's tough. He's competitive, and he's just, man, he's reliable. He's reliable, and I love the guy, man. And once again, he steps up huge for us there on the road, division game.
After that rough start, you didn't have a first down until like the last first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You turned that 4 straight touchdown drive. Does it turn like that? Does somebody say something? How did that?
No, look, some of that early, that was our own doing a little bit. Now, look, they were playing well, believe me. They were playing good defense, but there's a couple of things we felt like we should have gotten some conversions. We should have made some plays there that were our own errors, and especially two different series there. And so once we felt like we got them cleaned up, we just needed a conversion, and once that happened, we got to roll in there a little bit. So, and that's sometimes that's all it takes. You just get that first down, and now you're beginning to move the ball. Confidence is going sky high. He's getting better and better. And there again, he's still kind of young and new to the safety position for us. Sometimes you forget that, but you can tell how fast he's growing in the position. And I'm telling you, the sky's the limit for him. I mean, he is the ultimate. He's the ultimate football guy. I mean, he understands how to play the game. He's instinctive. He's tough. He's smart. He's a great tackler. He's a ball guy. He's got radar. And he's one of those guys who can change the game for you. And I thought that was a touchdown, I was like, man, I don't need to be conclusive. But anyway, but you felt like even after that, he's gonna get another one of those. Like he's gonna find a way to make another one happen. That's just the type of guy he is, type of player.
A couple more guys. Defense at the big stops early on, and then there at the end of the game. So what do you make of their performance as a whole?
Man, they battled. Those guys fought. And we were very well aware of what's over there. And Jefferson is not easy to contain at all. He makes you you have to constantly think about him, and you got to roll to him, you got to shift to him, you got to double him, and don't let him run the ball either, by the way. And that's not an easy task. But I thought AG put together a damn good game plan. I thought these guys executed. They got us on a couple things. But, man, I tell you what, when we needed a critical stop there at the end of the game, to get that ball back And then to finish it out after we kicked the field goal, our defense did that. Situational football, big play, man. I just thought at the end of the day they stepped up when we needed it. I thought that secondary played pretty dang good, and because those receivers have eaten some people up, and Jefferson always does. So I thought they were competitive. I thought we challenged, and those guys stepped up. He was huge. He was huge, whatever it was, 160 all-purpose yards, and really came to life. And we felt like Gibby's been so close to just exploding, and we felt like this was the game. And he really came to life when we needed it most, and helped across the board. And what a smart play on that! May have been the best play, on Leafs. Well, it wasn't. His run was the best, but then the second one was that. What a smart play to just kind of shield him, Otherwise, you're going to get a penalty. Play comes back. It was really good, man. And then Leaf takes it in. So he's a weapon for us. Played really well. No. And I would not ask him that. So. No, and look, none of us want that to happen. Certainly, he doesn't. And he's sick about it. But that's why, man, we coach it, we teach it, we work it, and he'll come back stronger than ever. And those unfortunately sometimes those happen. That's why you just keep making it an emphasis.
And then you mentioned AG and the defense, and obviously the job they did. But do you think you got enough pressure from your edges? Can you tell that in real time?
I need to watch the tape, to really digest that. There was a couple of times things felt a little long, like, man, we're covering for a bit, but I can't say that caught my eye, like, oh, man, so I need to watch the tape. I know we battled in there, and Mac and Levi and Reeder, Pascal, O'Connor came in a little bit, Ukwu, and so I thought by committee, those guys battled in there, and I think, really, we did what we had to do, did what we needed to do for today and for that win.
Thanks, guys. We'll have JP.
Okay.
Being the starting quarterback for the Lions, moving out here to Detroit, what's the first thing you learned about car insurance?
Yeah, I learned it's a challenge, and I'm curious what brought you to Michigan.
We were a big part of the new reform laws that were passed in 2019, went into effect in 2021. So it gave us an opportunity to give affordable rates to people in Michigan that they've been starving for years.
Amazing. Anything else?
Yeah. Go Lions.
Cure Auto Insurance. Drive well.
Detroit Lions Live is brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. Log on to Cure.com to see how you can save. There are almost too many players to choose from when it comes to player of the game in this one. Granted, that first quarter, bumpy start. Yeah. But the rest of the way, this entire team was humming and clicking. 4 sacks coming from that Detroit defense. Offense is lights out once again this week. But we have to give some love to special teams.
Yes.
And Jake Bates, kicker, is our player of the game because 44 yards separated Detroit from a win today. And Bates was able to step up his first ever opportunity for a walk-off winner in the NFL. And he delivers, and he does it in the most poised and confident way. That was his only field goal attempt on the day. 4 extra points. We're good to go, totaling 7 total points on the day. You look at Bates, someone who has not been in this position before in the NFL. Granted, he was the darling of the XFL, USFL, and he was continuing to deliver on that stage. What does it say about him just being able to deliver with poise today?
So, Danny, can we go back to before the season started? And that was one of our biggest question marks. Who was going to be our kicker? That's all we were talking about during the all season. Well, this young man has stepped up, and he has stepped up in a big, big time way. I mean, he's been perfect all year long for us. It don't matter, short, long kicks. He's been able to do it for us. We put him in the position to have success today, and he nailed that 44-yarder to give us the win today. So I'm just so happy for Jake Bakes, so happy the journey he took. It wasn't a conventional journey that he took to get to the NFL, but he's here and he's taking full advantage of it.
Let's hear from Bates post-game. Jake, 44 yards separates this team from getting a win over the undefeated Vikings and the first division win of the season. How did you process stepping up to kick that ball through the uprights?
I think it's just doing your job. The offense did a really good job of getting us in field goal range, and then it's just trusting your training. I trust Hogan and Jack so much that, the snap in the hole is going to be so good. And the Lord has blessed me with incredible people around me, my family, my friends that have helped me get to here, and it's not a single effort. There's so many people behind the scenes that don't get seen, but I'm just so thankful to be a Lion and be a part of this team. And the Lord has been really good to me, and I'm super happy to be where my feet are.
That's your first walk-off winner in the NFL. How do you begin to process just what this entire team has done to rally around you in your first NFL season?
Yeah, they've been great. They know like ebbs and flows come with the job, and not one person on this team has given up on me through bad days or good days. They've been so good, and the leadership on this team is unbelievable, and I'm truly am just happy to be here.
This was a tale of two quarters. If we go back to the first and second, what could you make of the adjustments this team was able to make to start answering back?
Yeah, I think once our offense gets going, it's a tough thing to stop. So, I think everyone knows that this offense is going to get going. Jared is unbelievable. He's playing unbelievable right now, and everyone rallies behind him and knows once it starts clicking, man, it's going to start clicking.
What kind of statement win is this for this team?
I think it's just another win. It's a big one. It's the first one in the division, but it's a Week 7 win. We're 5-1 now, and it's our job now to go 6-1 and keep taking them one at a time and not letting one game get bigger than the others.
Congrats, Jake. Thank you. Jake, 44 yards. Safety Brian Branch continues to deliver this season. Another INT. That makes it 4 on the season. He ties Kirby Joseph, his own teammate, for those 4 INTs this season. Branch is everywhere. He is physical at the line of scrimmage. He can drop back. There's nothing that Branch can't do. Why is he succeeding in an AG offense that probably, honestly, is built for him?
Yeah, and there you go, Danny. That was a key word. AG, I think this defense is really Aiden's out right now. So you have to kind of center it around somebody. And I honestly think it's Brian Branch. Danny, his speed out there on that field, it's just unbelievable. That interception he had today, he had to cover some ground to go get that interception today. He just high points the ball. He does a great job of bringing it in. And once he catches the ball, he always looks like he's trying to get to the end zone with the ball. So, man, Brian's a hard hitter. He seems to be a smart player because they can line him up all over the field, and he seems to know what he's doing. So, tell you what, man, we got him in the second round, second or third round. We did good getting that because that's a first-round talent. He really is a first-round talent. We're so blessed to have Brian Branch.
Branch would agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Linebacker Jack Campbell is a part of one of the deepest units on this Detroit Lions defense. Campbell comes up with the sack, 7 total tackles on the day, 1 QB hit. He is mastering the workload that this Detroit Lions defense is putting on his plate, and he's doing it really well here in year 2.
He really is, Danny. Again, the game slows down for you. Like I say, as a rookie, I don't care who you are. When you come into the NFL, there's going to be a learning curve. The great Barry Sanders went through a learning curve. Every player goes through a learning curve. You can see Jack Campbell now. He's progressively getting better, and you could just see that learning curve. You just see it getting smaller and smaller because the way he's playing. He plays full out every play, and I think that's what helps him. He's 110% every play, and that's how you have to be out there on the field, and let alone playing with an Alexander Zaloni, a great guy like Alex. I know that's helping him kind of speed up that learning curve a little bit. So great game from Jack Campbell today.
This week, D-line coach Terrell Williams said that Josh Paschal had the best practice of his entire season. all this week leading up to the Vikings game. Pascal stepping up for, of course, the injured Aiden Hutchinson. No timetable for his return. Here you see Pascal, his first sack on the season, and it comes in a very big way. How is Pascal stepping up to the plate right now?
So for me, Danny, I'm not going to even look at the sacks. I'm going for the tackles and some of the other plays. He had a couple of penetration plays that caused the running back to stop his feet in the background, or cause a TFL, or help his other teams go around and make the tackle. I tell you what, Josh Pascal, he's playing well. Now, the stats may not jump off at you, but this is the little things he do. Take on double teams, defeat one-on-one blocks, stand his guy up and get him off of him to shed to get to the tackle. It's all those little things that don't show up in the stat column that he's doing, and that's why he's so effective out there on the field.
Detroit Lions get to head back on home to the Motor City to host the Tennessee Titans inside Ford Field. Look at some big players that are on that team. What comes to your mind first when you think of this matchup?
We got something for them. They don't know what they coming into, but they coming into a den of terror. We're going to be ready for these guys. They're a good team. They got some good players on there when you talk about DeAndre Hopkins and you talking about Pollard at the running back position. But I just think we have better talent on our side. I think we're a better team. I think we're a hungrier team. And I think our guys refuse to lose at home. And that's going to be a tough task for Tennessee to come to Ford Field and try to come out of there with a victory.
Quarterback Mason Rudolph started in place of the injured Will Levis, so we'll see who the Lions get next week. Talking about the final takeaways of this game, Lions moved to 6-1. They take down an undefeated Vikings team in their division.
Yes.
What kind of statement did Detroit make today?
They made a huge statement that they're a team that everyone, not just on the NFC side of the ball, but the AFC side of the ball, we're a tough team that teams are going to have to contend with. You better believe you're going to see us late in the year. You're going to see us postseason, because we're going to be there, and we're going to be bringing it. And you know what, Danny? We got some making up to do. After last year losing the NFC Championship game, it's been burning. It's been burning all off season. And I feel it coming up to the top. I feel it boiling over right now, and we need to take it out on somebody. And you guess who I want to take it out on? Them Tennessee Titans.
Can we suit you up for that game, Lomas?
I could give you a good play. I got one good play left in me, Danny. One good play.
Gosh, I love that. They probably just send you eligible, and you go catch a touchdown in the end zone. Why not?
Me like that. Stop it, Danny.
I know.
Stop it. Stop
All right.
it.
Okay, I'll stop it then.
Okay,
I'll stop this post-game show, too. For Lomas Brown, I'm Dannie Rogers. We're wrapping things up here from Minneapolis. Detroit goes on the road, gets a big division win. 31-29 is the final over the Minnesota Vikings. Detroit heads back on home to the Motor City to take on those Tennessee Titans. Try to improve to 7-1 on the season. We'll see you there.